Hey everybody, welcome back. If you haven't already done so, please click subscribe and the notification bell so that you can get any updates to my recent videos. Today we're going to be talking about adding mixed numbers. What is a mixed number? Suppose I had 1.5. This is a mixed number. It is made up of a whole part plus a fractional part. 1 is the whole part and 1/2 is the fractional part. Oftentimes we want to rewrite 1.5 or 1 plus 1/2 into fractional form. Well, how do we do that? We need to rewrite our 1 or whole part into a fraction. And we look at the fractional part, which is 1/2. We choose the denominator 2 and we observe that 1 is just 2 over 2. Therefore, 1 plus 1/2 is really 2 over 2 plus 1/2. Now that we have two fractions and both have the same denominator, we can add these. How do we do that? 2 over 2 plus 1/2 is, we can write the denominator 2 and we add the numerators 2 plus 1, which is 3/2. Now, if I want to add a number such as 1.5 plus 3.5, we said 1.5 is really 3/2 plus 3.5. Well, 3.5 is 3 plus 1/2. As we said before, we have to convert our whole number, which is 3, to a fraction. Well, how do we do that? We observe that 2 is our denominator. So 3 is just, if we get a denominator of 2 and we multiply 3 by 2, we get 6. 6 over 2 is 3. So 3 plus 1/2 is really 6 over 2 plus 1/2, which is 7 over 2. Therefore, 1.5 plus 3.5 is 3/2 plus 7/2, which is, we write the denominator 2 and we add the numerators 3 plus 7, which is 10 over 2, which is 5. There's a little trick I learned to convert a mixed number, such as 1.5, into a fraction. We write the bottom 2, we write the top 1, which comes from here. And then what we do is, to get this part, we say 2 times 1, which is 2. So we have 3 over 2. Suppose I wanted to convert 5.25 into a fraction. Well, we write the denominator 4, we write our numerator 1, and then to get this part, we simply multiply the whole number by the denominator. 5 times 4 is 20. So we have 20 plus 1 is 21 over 4. Isn't that a neat trick? Suppose I wanted to add 2.25 plus 3.1/12. Well, these have different denominators. So the first thing we need to do, step 1, is convert both of our mixed numbers into fractions. So 2.25 is, remember, we write the denominator 4, we write our numerator 1, and then we multiply our denominator by our whole number to get 8. So that is 9/4. Similarly, for 3/112, we say, we write our denominator 12, we write our numerator 1, and then we write 12 times 3 is 36. So 36 plus 1 is 37 over 12. Therefore, we have 2.25 plus 3 and 1, 12 is 9 quarters plus 37 over 12. Now, to add two numbers with different bases, or different denominators, sorry, we look at the denominators 4 and 12, and we choose the larger one, 12. And we ask ourselves, does 4 go into 12? Well, it does. Therefore, we choose 12 as a lowest common denominator. Now the trick is, how do we convert 9 quarters into something over 12? Well, 4 goes into 12 3 times. So we multiply the bottom by 3, but we have to multiply the top by 3. So we say 9 times 3 is 27, and 4 times 3 is 12. So 9 quarters is the same as 27 over 12. Now we can add that to 37 over 12. Again, to do that, we write our denominator 12, and we write our two numerators 27 plus 37. And we observe that 27 plus 37 is 64 over 12. We can reduce this by observing that 4 goes into 64 16 times, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. Then we can write this back into a mixed number by observing that 3 goes into 16 5 times. 3 times 5 is 15. So we have 1 left over, 5 and 1/3. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please click like, subscribe, comment below. Look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day. Ciao, bye-bye.